What's up, you guys? Welcome to the January 26th edition of NBA 3-Ball presented by Establish the Run. I'm your host, Mike Gallagher, getting ready to break down a very busy Monday slate in 10 minutes with some news as well. Hit the thumbs up and make sure you're subscribing, please. Did have a postponement today with the Spurs and the Pelicans getting pushed back. Both teams didn't have contact tracing guys available because of a staff person. So that game got pushed back, which actually I lucked out on. I had Zion and I swapped out for LeBron at the last minute, and that was huge. I put up a 392 in FanDuel and a GPP and had a pretty good night. But let's get to the news here, and the Clippers are going to be missing some bodies here. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are out, likely multiple games. And we're also going to see Patrick Beverley, who has a sore knee. So you're talking about their entire backcourt is going to miss time. So Reggie Jackson presumably starts and looks at a big usage role. So he's a guy that you're going to pick up, and you're going to be playing him while he's cheap here because he's going to have to score. And this guy does. He's a good pick and roll guy. Serge is a pick and pop guy. That could see them establishing some rapport. Obviously, Lou Williams. We'll see if his minutes get kind of increased. He should see a big bump. Luke Kennard is probably the guy I'd be looking to add the most because he has a little bit more fantasy-friendly game, ball handling. He's going to chuck a lot of threes, so I definitely think Kennard. If I had to pick of the Lou Williams, Reggie Jackson, it would be him based on his role. Terrence Mann's relevant now, and we'll see more Nick Batum. He'll probably play some three. Marcus Morris is back from his illness, so he's on the board. More usage for everybody, for Serge, for Zubac. So, it's just like pickup season for any Clippers player right now. If you're looking to capitalize on this, and we'll see how they do. This team is going to be really gutted with three of their most important players out, and lots of injuries throughout the day. So let's get to the basketball action and talk about the injuries throughout. Starting with Joel Embiid, did not play in a loss to the Pistons with back tightness before the game. Doc Rivers said that he expects him to play on Wednesday against the Lakers, but we'll wait and see. Sixers miss Embiid. He's a legit MVP candidate. They're 0-4 without him. And we saw Dwight Howard start. They got railroaded to start this game. Ben Simmons picked up 3 quick fouls and only played 8 minutes early, which got Jeremy Grant going. Talk about him in a second. And then after the game, Doc Rivers surprisingly said he made a mistake starting Dwight Howard, and he should have started Tony Bradley, who had a pretty good impact off the bench. Bradley did start the second half. And, we'll see if this is going to be close to a split, obviously. This team needs him. Just a horrible game from Ben Simmons. He can't foul when Embiid's out. It's just their defense isn't the same. Tobias obviously stepped up. Bad game from Shake Milton. He picked up foul trouble as well, which got Tyrese Maxey some playing time. So don't really pay attention to Maxey going off. And Curry had a rough game too. Just a rough game for the Sixers. To the Pistons, Derrick Rose missed this game, which got Delon Wright a big leash for a career-high 28. Also 9 dimes, 7 assists. Just a fantastic game from him. 2 steals and a block as well. 4 threes. All-around monster game from him. And he's been good as a point guard now. We've got about a 330-minute sample of him as a point guard at 13, 6, and 6. 1.6 steals, which is pretty close to what he had last year in a better offense in Dallas. So this is, DeLon's going to be good. He won't be this good because Derrick Rose will cut in him a little bit. But, obviously, if he's on the waiver wire, you obviously pick him up and ride him out. Jeremy Grant, another 20-point game, leading the NBA in 20-point games, believe it or not. He's just been a revelation and living up to his high hopes, too. Props. The Raptors struggled against the Pacers this time without Pascal Siakam, again with a knee swelling injury. Doesn't sound serious, but obviously concerning. He missed multiple games. Kyle Lowry returned. Did not look 100%. Really struggled overall, both offensively and defensively. Hopefully it was just the toe infection thing is going to be short-term. He can get back in the swing of things. Norm Powell, great. 6 assists, again, matching his career high. Been fantastic in the first unit. Fred VanVleet obviously stepped up. OG got hit in the mouth. Cut his playing time a little bit. Had some fouls early that got a little bit more Stanley Johnson. Saw some Yuta again. And for my new front court, the Yuta and Chris Boucher. Roll out! I always mention ludicrous references, but anyways, that's just for me, and you guys know. Nothing really too much going on there. Hopefully Siakam's okay. Possibly the big injury of the night we will see is Domantas Sabonis having a knee contusion. X-rays are negative. He is going to get an MRI Tuesday morning to see if there's any structural damage. He walked off okay. He didn't really look to be bothered by it. It was a contact injury, so I'm hoping it's just a day-to-day thing. But we'll see. Obviously, Miles Turner is just fantastic without Sabonis. This is a no-brainer, so he's has even a higher upside now. Jeremy Lamb started the second half for him, and it's going to happen. I mean, this guy's minutes are cleared. So if you picked him up, you're looking really, really good right now. He's fitting in great in this offense, almost like a Victor Oladipo light, not even a light, like a genuine draft Oladipo. He's been really, really good and expected minutes to stay high. TJ McConnell, again, so much overlap. 13 minutes overlap even in the last game, and now he's seeing it again. Malcolm Brogdon, shining again. Career high 36. He is just the man. I mean, first round value is probably going to happen. Magic also got the revenge win. Cole Anthony, career high 21, looked really good. Really found his shot all of a sudden after he didn't get it going. So looked like he was going to just struggle all season, but he's starting to get it going. Aaron Gordon continues to play great in the point guard role, finding minutes there, and they really got Vuce involved as expected. Hornets not really much to say besides PJ Washington struggling, but that's fine. Miami could not get their offense going, struggling. Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn also struggled, but Bam Adebayo again. His offense is just there. The jumper's there. Bam's offense is legit. All the talk of his growth looks to be hanging around for a while. We'll see how the usage rate comes down a little bit with Jimmy coming back soon and Tyler Hero as well. But obviously, Bam, if you took him in second round, you should feel pretty good. The Nets get the win. James Harden had 10 points in the fourth. But again, usage rate, again, small, again. The last three games with KD in the lineup, the first half usage rate for Harden has been 15.6, 14.9, 13.6. That's less than half of what he usually does. Last 3 years, 37, 40, and 35 first half usage rates. I mean, what is going on here? After the game, he talked about it. He said he was in a role for 8 years, controlling the ball, dominating the ball. Now it's a different experience for me, but it's still great. It's still basketball at the end of the day. I'm not going to be able to do more than just one thing on the basketball court. It's fun. It's not if you own him in fantasy. But yeah, he's not going to be the scorer we thought he is, I guess, right? To be that low. I mentioned on the pod earlier and in matchups, he has 2 games with Durant out of the lineup with an 18.5 or less usage rate. Since 2014, before that, 1 game. So certainly alarming. But again, don't totally panic because Harden does so many things on the stat sheet that he'll still be pretty valuable in season long. Still probably a first rounder. To the Lakers, Cavs. The Cavs actually played great, but my word, LeBron just reminded you how good he is. 46 points, season high for him. Total smash. If you played him in DFS, he was like 4 or 5% owned in my league where I got him. It was just awesome. AD continues to produce the defensive stats. Harrell had a really good game, but obviously LeBron had his best game of the season. The Cavs had to go big here without Larry Nance with the sprained wrist. Taurean Prince picked up some quick fouls, so we saw 11 minutes of Jared Allen with Drummond, JaVale and Drummond for 3 minutes, and then 8 minutes of JaVale and Allen. Sexland covered in trees, so that won't continue. Garland not taking threes. He was 1-10 in his last 2 games. Didn't take any threes. Something to keep an eye on there. I'm not worried. I would still buy low if you can. Sexton playing through 4 fouls. That's what they call no condom sex, to play Sexton through foul trouble. And yes, Jetty Austin played pretty well again. He's having a pretty good season. Not much to say with the Mavs besides Luka likes playing the Nuggets. Also tied Michael Jordan with the 8th most 30-point triple-doubles in NBA history. Tied Magic Johnson with second most triple-doubles before turning 23. He's still 21. Luka is good. Michael Porter Jr. came up huge after Jamal Murray got ejected. Career high 6 threes, tough threes, 30 points. He was the key to the game, and Mike Malone said so. So played minutes at the 4. You got to love it. After missing all that time, MPJ looks like he's ready for early round value. Cho has a sprained thumb on his shooting hand, which got Theo Maledon into the first unit. Played all right, didn't really do too much, which he's not going to do too much per minute. Hamidou Diallo, a little bit disappointing. Shea, slow start, finished great. Baisley had a pretty good offensive game. Isaiah Roby continues to play well, and it's going to continue. I think he's earned playing time. Pokashevsky had some good run, too. Rodney Hood in a back-to-back set. Anthony Simons is rolling. I kind of like him as a pickup in a competitive league. Gary Trent Jr. really benefited from no Hood. And Enes Kanter, man, he continues to just thrive. Derek Jones Jr. may have hurt his quad twice, which got Carmelo more time. No Covington, so they're going to have to play guys. So that's good for Trent, good for Simons. Like I said, both are really good pickups. No D'Angelo at Golden State, and it was Jordan McLaughlin who played great off the bench. Jared Vanderbilt continues to produce defensive stats. He looked really good down there. Naz Reid also really busy too. And Beasley just crushing right now offensively. Steve Kerr dropped a hint he was going to change the lineup, and he did. He goes with Kevon Looney over James Wiseman, and it worked. He said it was his best defensive lineup, and they were fantastic. Plus 21 for Looney in his 19 minutes. You would assume it sticks, so that's going to cut into Wiseman a little bit. Probably won't be too long. That really takes Pascal off the board as well, but you're not going to add Looney here. Curry got real hot late. Wiggins had a big revenge game as well, and Draymond continues to be really quiet. So that's going to do it. You guys take care. Catch you tomorrow.